Ooh, what is up, buds? Welcome to Weed&d, the positive live tabletop role-playing experience. I am your dungeon master for the night, Brandon Allen McClenahan, but my buds call me Bam. Thank you guys so much for being here with us. Rolling in tough here in our post-40s, man, what a treat. Some of you guys are new with us, so you might not know, we actually built this whole studio for this show. We have quite a setup here at the old Onyxheart Studios, and one day it will be our very great treat to have all these wonderful faces in studio and bring this to you the way that we planned it all along. So until then, thank you guys so much. This has been, we've been figuring ourselves out along the way. We've had some tech stuff and everything. Admittedly, we are all live performers, and all this tech stuff is a little, it's been a learning experience over the last year, so thank you guys so much. As we are coming up, 420 will be our 1 year celebration of this show. We are going to be doing some crazy stuff. It falls on a Tuesday, so it's like, how much better could that get? A lot of exciting things coming there. Thank you guys, seriously, just so much. Another big exciting thing that we've got to announce, we are officially partners with Legendcraft now. Now, Legendcraft is this phenomenal Canadian woodworking company. They make gaming tables. They have these magnet trackers that are phenomenal, and I've already ordered one. And then they have like DM screens that magnetize and click together, and you can make them with custom colors and wood. And honestly, their stuff is great. I highly recommend them. That we are in partnership with them. So if you go over to legendcraft.ca and end up purchasing anything, which, you know, you probably should, make sure you pop in Weed&d, the little code at your checkout, and that will help us support the show. We do get a little kickback off of that, full disclosure, but it does help us raise the funds that we need to keep this ship a-sailing. So big shout out, awesome guys over there, Ben, and honestly, they've just been a treat to work with as we've gotten all this thing going. You might notice some of their logos and stuff in our layouts moving forward. So it's a really awesome opportunity. It's really exciting for us, and I just want to say thank you to Ben and the guys over at Legendcraft for reaching out to us. It's exciting to know that people are digging what we're getting into, and it's just another exciting step on this awesome journey of Weed&d. So thank you guys so much. Tonight, we are going to be doing a cool giveaway. I'll spare the full details of it until we get to where we introduce the cast. But Abby Dandy has a delight for you tonight that if you type hashtag WeeDnD in chat, you'll be eligible for the drawing that we'll do at the end of the show tonight. Yeah, man, that's it for me. Just all the updates and everything. Where we left this little story last week, I just can't wait to get to it. But in order to do that, I got to take this magical joint here, pass it through the fibers of the internet to my dear and lovely friend, Brenna. Hey, Brenna, how you doing, girl?
Wow, I am doing so fine, super fine. I'm so excited to be here, buds, and you are in really great hands. Prince Bruno, the Serpent's hand, the Serpent Slayer. And speaking of hands, I'm going to hand this over to the smoothest damn hands I ever did see. Let me hear you about it, Abby.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. You know, I use some lotion. They're nice. Thank you so much. But yeah, I'm Abby Dandy, and as previously mentioned, I have some delights to share with you. I'm going to be giving away one of these awesome Mitzi & Co. Hot Rod pinup calendars, and guess what? Your girl is Miss April, of course, because, you know, I'm Stony Baloney all the time, and everybody knows about it. So yeah. Type hashtag WeeDnD in the chat and get yourself one of these awesome calendars from Mitzi & Co. and I. But for tonight, I play Tynna Smoothhands around these parts, and I'm fitting to finish what I started. I don't know about you, Drewby, but I'm going to take this and I'm going to pass it to you. What you got for me?
Oh, thanks, baby. What up, y'all? Drew, Thoricus the dwarf. I really don't have anything. I fell off a fucking T-Rex. That's what I did. How's your week going?
You cut a dude's leg off and he died at your feet.
I mean, that's like, I do that all the time, man. Like, that's everyday shit for me. But, yeah, all right, I'll take that. Anyway, so glad you guys are here. Let's get this thing rolling. I'm excited to finish this thing out. Thanks for being here with us. Best friend, I'm going to airdrop this one into you. Coming in hot. Jesus.
No
you got it?
Yeah. It made it. Nice and smooth, best friend. Thank you. What's up, everybody? Jake Taylor here once again as Real Authorvon, Arcane Trickster Rogue. And he's awful trickstery when he's a treekster? I guess maybe we can roll with that? I don't know. We'll see what the fuck he's doing. But we can't do that until we pass this off to my buddy Gus. What's up, Gus?
Oh, yo, what up, y'all? It is your boy, Gus, Two Blunts Langley. I will be playing Divot, and don't you talk about my father! Woo! We might have some issues, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out. Here you go, Bam.
It makes it back every time. That's the magic of Dungeons and Dragons right there, guys. Well, we do have a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you heard about it, maybe you haven't, but we like to take a lighter, like this little number right here, in Pizza We Crust, an old favorite. Make sure we're not going to light any of our friends, family, or household pets on fire and go. Light us up. Let's play some fucking D&D, guys.
WeeDnD, high fantasy, literally for you and me. So load up bowl and make a roll to take control. WeeDnD.
Oh, it gets me every time. Big ups to our man Sandy Stein, who does all of our original music for this show. Whew. All right, guys, I'm freaking pumped. If you will please allow me to set the mood. When last we left the Ferocious Five, they were engaged in an epic battle with Tynna and Divot's estranged father, the cold and merciless Shren Oldbuck, crimelord of the Syndicate. Under his command, a crew of Syndicate flunkies, 2 invisible assassins, an Argovian battle mage, a Stone Golem, and Mithra Willowsong, not seen since she tricked Tynna into releasing her from the prisons of Buraka. Although walking into a clear ambush, the 5 chose to try and reason with Shren, requiring his knowledge of legendary magical relics and the curses that affect him in order to learn the truth of the luck blade that now sits sheathed at Rial's side. Their plan, however, quickly changed when Tynna discovered that Mithra's visage was an illusion of Tharizdun's trickery magic. When the real Mithra emerged, it was clear that she had been all consumed by Sithis' dark magic, and the 5 burst into action. As the whirring blades of Thoricus and Brunor sprung to life, Trial rained down arrows from above, and Divot transformed himself into a huge, rotting Tyrannosaurus Rex, devouring the body of Mithra and discovering another beating acorn of power within. All right, guys. We jump back in. You stand at the crossroads before the Malachite Mountains. You know, now standing tall, looming in front of you, you even can see the large green magical orb that has basically consumed about half of the mountain's peaks to this point. You look at the mountain, and even though you traveled beside it for some time, it looks transformed and changed. Strange, phosphorescent, colorful flowers bloom in cracks unknown. You see mushrooms sprouting from strange holes within the rock. The trees around you all hum with a sense of that fey magic, and even though you're no longer there, it seems to permeate the air around you. But currently, you have no time to worry for this. For in front of you stand the agents of the Syndicate. Now, we're nearly halfway into this battle at this point. Tynna, you nearly died at the blast of the cyclone of cold magic summoned forth by the Argovian battle mage. The Stone Golem beat on your body and was, ultimately your shield ended up kind of saving your life. But the last thing that happened was you dealt the killing blow to Mithra Willowsong, your former lover, now turned agent of Sithis, whose dark voice you heard permeating from within her. And you watched as the giant Tyrannosaurus Rex, the D-Rex, if you will, bites down and completely severs the top half of Mithra from the bottom half. There's a ferocious spray of blood as you hear the large teeth of Divot just clunk down and bite off the top half, tossing her corpse in the air. You see little splatters of blood flicker in all directions. Tynna, one warm drop of blood falls upon your own face. You can't help but smell the essence of her a little bit on it. And as the body drops down, you see Divot. He lets out this giant, Tyrannosaurus Rex cry, and then snatches her body from the air. Divot, as you digest, you feel the warm mass of flesh going into your now Tyrannosaurus Rex body, being dissolved amidst the acids inside. You feel this, the beating heartbeat that you know so well from synthesis. And as this acorn beats within you, you suddenly pick up on like a new frequency. And suddenly you start, just as you know the locations of all of the manifestations of synthesis within the world, you now as well know of his agents, those that have been so consumed by synthesis that they are in fact a part of him. And now, in this moment, Divot, you realize that these agents of synthesis are tied to your eternal destiny as well. They too must be felled in order for your purpose to ring true. And in a moment, these heartbeats send out little waves of resonance that echo into the reality around you. And you suddenly become very aware of this aquatic figure, a large, shadowy dragon that sprawls across this great ocean. You feel a call to it. You know this shadow dragon. You know its name, Exonius. You hear Exonius, sorry guys, a plane is flying over us right now, so there's not really much that I could do about that.
You hear Exonius.
And Exonius is all around you.
He's here, everybody. He's here.
You hear, like the jet of an airplane, the sound of wind through your ears as you focus on another figure, a dwarf. You get a flash of this figure not too far from you, in fact, perhaps 50 miles from where you stand to the north. You get a flash in your head and one single word for his name, the Shale Fist. You just see the shadowy outline of a dark dwarven figure. You feel all of these pulses at the same time, and then they wash away. Now, Divot, you basically can tie into those at any time if you need to find out where these agents are. But you now know that Mithra...
What was the dwarf's name again? I'm sorry.
What was that?
What was the dwarf's name again?
Oh, the Shale Fist.
I'm muted. Yeah. Sorry.
So, a figure we have not yet really introduced, but that does have some ties to our man Thoricus Onyxheart. But yes,
so I just sensed all of that.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. So it washes over you, Divot, and so now you're suddenly aware of this. There are more people you need to kill.
Fuck.
That Tynna, or not Tynna, Mithra was apparently one of these agents. So it was like you were linked to having to kill her either way. I don't know if you knew that you were going to turn into a D-Rex to do it, but yeah. So we're going to kind of jump back into this initiative. Tynna, you're laying on the ground. We ended with your turn. You still haven't moved. Yeah. But we ended with your turn. You're kind of, your hands are stuck in the dirt of the road nearby. Your shoulder kind of resting against this bush that has some of your blood from, the torrent of ice magic that ripped your flesh away. You look up, you just see the half legs of Mithra in front of you. The whole upper half of her body gone. It's it's quite the sight. You see warm blood spilling over as just like chunks and rotted pieces, not rotted, but hanging pieces of flesh from the top where she was just crushed and severed by the immense teeth of this Tyrannosaurus Rex. But in this moment, you also notice
what was probably at one point my worst nightmare, and I feel her blood on my face, and I have space to move left, and against my better judgment, I want to get a closer look.
So you kind of you're hands down in the mud. You kind of look up at the legs, and again, there was a love between you and Mithra at one time in your life, and almost like your breakfasts bring up these memories. You have a very lucid memory of just like this beautiful evening that you two had, where you shunned off your studies and just watched the sun go down and discussed what magical beasts must live in the wilds together. And it was simple, but it was the most calm moment you may have ever had in your like tumultuous life, and all these things that are going on. It was the closest to peace you ever got. And as that peace within you, that former memory calls out to you, you start kind of crawling forward toward the legs. And just as you go to like reach out, your left hand comes down on something metal. And you look down, you move your hand away, your smooth hands away. And you see laying there kind of crushed in the mud is a necklace.
I know it instantly before I don't have to spend any time dwelling on it because I gave her this necklace. I reach underneath my dragon-plated armor and I pull out a matching necklace, and I do a little swapperoo. If you could, you were about to explain how beautiful the necklaces were. If you could describe them.
Yes. So again, apparently all the planes in the world are flying by on a Tuesday night. I will win! I'm winning! So yes, as this plane, as once more the waves of magic from Divot are just so loud that it sounds like a plane coming around you. You look down. It basically, Tynna, it's rather simple. Like a friendship locket. It is two silver-pressed halfling feet with little round toes, but larger than average. The halfling calling card almost. They're large feet. And where in the middle they connected, you both broke them away, and each of you kept a piece. Promising to mean something to each other down the line. And in this moment, you kind of grab this trinket, this remembrance of your ally. And although, yes, you are still in the heat of battle, you allow yourself that moment to kind of connect with it. And here we go, guys.
Yeah, I remember our moments together, but I remove my necklace and I place it on her chest, and then I take hers and I place it around my neck.
Well,
I just do it quickly,
you place it more on like her thigh.
Actually, yes. Thank you for reminding me of the horrible situation.
Like, you have to pick it up, and it's like, and yeah. You're like looking at it, you can't, it's like, there's not really much to hang it on, so do I just pool it in that area where her spine used to be?
I tie it around the thigh.
And as you tie it, but then you like bump into a little, and the lifeless legs just fall over on the ground, which makes it easier to tie.
No.
Oh, God. So I do that as quickly as I can.
Since these lifeless legs fall on the ground with this very touching remembrance, Tynna, you do have your move. So we're back into initiative, the heat of battle once more. The Argovian boat battle mage, the Stone Golem looming a near 15 feet away from you. Shren still up on that ridge on the far side. His thugs, hanging around both above and around and down both roads.
Yeah, I deal with my business and then compose myself. It's awful. And then I'm gonna move a little bit closer to this Stone Golem and deal with what has to be done. Steel myself.
All right, so Tynna, you fully healed back up. Once more, kind of trying to throw a slap, an F you to your father. You look at him, and he's still kind of staring down at you, looking dope with his sweet top hat, his black leather jacket, his giant pipe that he always draws upon, looking at you with this fierce smile. A lesser man in this moment would, as you can see by the Syndicate thugs around, would lose his resolve. Shren is nothing if not entirely amused. And you see as even at the demise of Mithra. So, you turn around and you connect eyes, you see his face once more, one normal human eye, or halfling eye, the other eye gouged out, a platinum reptile eye in its place. You see the reptile eye gleams at you from under his top hat as you can see that damn crooked smile of his, as he looks on with glee at the loss of your loved one.
And that's a smile that I recognize from my past, and that's a top hat that I also recognize, and oh, damn if that top hat isn't gonna be mine by the end of this.
All right, the Air Force is putting on a hell of a show here tonight. It is. In real life, I roll. If running a D&D game online was as a check that I made beforehand. I rolled a fat one tonight, guys. We're getting nothing, but but the blue, what are the Blue Hornets, Blue Jackets, whatever.
It's late.
They were supposed to do this at halftime, but the call got messed up. All right, yeah. So
$50,000 down the toilet.
that hat that you
Jesus.
super want, yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, I'm not gonna get that deposit back. So yeah, you see him looking down at you, solicitously, just chewing on the end of his wooden pipe, that he draws upon so often. You step forward, Tynna, standing looming in front of you, this 10-foot giant stone golem, lifeless eyes buzzing with a little bit of red magic that seemingly brought it to life. Again, as a life cleric, you're familiar. This is not a creature that has a real life essence to it. It is sheerly stone brought to life through magic. You see its cold gaze. It doesn't look down to match your eyes. It just looks over you and onward, even as it did when it struck you before. The Argonian battle mage nearby, humming with magical energy. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, but before I finish, I want to call out to Shren. Send out your goons. Do whatever you like. I'll handle it.
You see, he kind of nods at you, and he's like, "You're tough. I'll give you that." And then you see he takes his hand and he sets it down by his belt. And you see he's got his hand on the hilt of something that kind of looks like a crossbow. You just see the bulbous, hilt of where, ostensibly a crossbow hangs at his side. And he rests his hand menacingly on it. All right, Rial, you're up.
Why is this guy? Hate this guy so fucking much.
Right.
Starts spinning a coin.
Oh no.
He's doing
Both
too many things
hands,
with his
got-
hand. He needs more hands.
Coins. Even in his toes.
some toe
Every
coins.
phalange.
So, speaking of Shren Oldbuck, when he brought the golem to life with the amulet, and it was some interesting magic, I have a bit of that arcane. Did I notice any connection between the two?
Give me an Arcana check, bruh.
Oh, right.
Just a spicy Arcana check, bruh.
That's
Ooh,
nice.
spicy.
That's
Only
good.
this spice.
Okay, man.
That's one spicy Arcana check.
So spicy.
Oh, man.
Say,
A pretty spicy Arcana check indeed.
oh, yeah.
All right, so actually, yes, Rial, author bot
18,
again.
yeah?
Being tortured, with an 18 in the Arcana, definitely good enough. You, not the specifics of this item. Obviously, it has its own magic properties. You would need to identify it to use it to understand it properly. But you are aware of a creature in lore called a Shield Guardian. Now, that's not what this is, but it's of a similar property. These Shield Guardians have a necklace that mages would craft to control them. These defenders. Now, golems have a little bit more of a history as defenders of highly magical places, but they are often tied to a wizard of some kind. It would appear, just like the Shield Guardians are controlled by that necklace, so too this necklace seemingly has given life to the golem.
All right.
Spicy.
I can put those two and two together, and I can't do it now, but I definitely want to try and get that necklace away from old Mr. Oldbuck. This is our first time meeting our friend's dad. He sucks. Man.
Yeah, sorry
You should
guys.
steal from him.
In due
Steal
time.
from your dad. Steal from your dad. Steal from your dad.
At this point, WeeDnD would like to remind you not to steal from your dad.
Please don't do it.
I'll be so disappointed.
Wouldn't be the
in you,
first
Dad.
time.
Dad will be disappointed in you guys. Don't steal from your dads.
From Daddy.
Yeah, that old game, Don't Rob Daddy.
Don't rob Daddy.
Don't
Rob Daddy.
So with that in mind, I'm gonna bank that one. And there is this felled assassin. He's pretty close to death. And given that Brunor and Brian have been handling this guy like a real I will go ahead and set my focus on the battle mage because not liking what she's putting down.
Yeah, big juju there. Some high-level magics. Again, she has these crackling tattoos on her body that whir with this wild magic. Tattoos on her skull that run down her arm as well. And it all kind of crackles with that same chaotic magic energy that she seems to permeate from her.
Yeah, I don't like it. So, with this new spell Sniper Feat, We're gonna hit her with a little frost, and that'll slow her down in the meantime while putting on the cold.
Heck yes, it will. So she has a 12 AC.
Oh, 11 unless I have advantage. I mean, I'm all treed up. I don't know if she sees me coming, but
So we had done a little bit. Unfortunately, at this point, yeah, you've kind of like sprung the trap by like introducing yourself in a narrative. Like, had you not acted yet, I probably would have given it to you. But especially being the one that shot her last, you know, you notice that she does seem to keep one eye on that tree that shot an arrow at her. You know, so unfortunately,
As
no
one would.
advantage.
okay, I just missed a 5 point. I got an 11. So I think as I was still, like with these new tree legs, I'm not used to it. And I could feel like a little stick bug who's just kind of crawling up the leg, just enough of a tickle where it was kind of, and just missed by a hair.
Just by
Fucking hair.
so close. Yeah, you're such a good archer, Rial, even when you miss, it's not by much. You know, and you see as the arrow kind of just like, you know, almost like wisps right by her cheek. You know she probably felt the air of the arrow as it passed by. But yeah, you've got this little tickle, you know, like when you got that itch in your back, and it's just like, just above where you can, but it's like, but if you go, it's below that, but above, you know, it's one of those. So you get this little tickle bug, and unfortunately, yeah, your burst of magic, you know, it wasn't an arrow, I'm sorry. Your ray of frost leaves a little cold whisper on her cheek. But yeah, she, unfortunately, 11 AC, not enough.
That's the way I let her know I'm there. Just a little cold whisper on her cheek. Well,
Wow.
Girl.
Just hey.
But given that, hey, we learn from our failures, it's okay. I am going to cunning action hide by like trying to cling to Brian. Like since that's kind of the formation we were planning on, this like turret thing. So I'm gonna try and hunker up and get ready for takeoff whenever that happens.
Okay, yeah, using your rogue cunning action, you're able to hide. What I'm going to say, basically, the only one that this wouldn't work on is the the assassin and this person as well. You know that you probably wouldn't be able to hide from them, but you basically drop away from this ledge so that the people that are 10 feet down, you know, on these roads below, can't really see where you're at.
Sweet. And then we can go ahead and engage with our plan depending on how this works out. Do you need a stealth check?
Yes.
Well, bam.
That might work.
20,
It's pretty good. No, these
right.
Syndicate thugs have a 29 passive perception. They have a plus 19 to their...
What?
Aw,
They
man.
Nah. Yeah, 28, that's almost as good as it gets there, buddy. So yeah, you kind of, you know, the tree that you are just kind of like lays down, and you just tilt out of sight behind the imposing body of Brian the Dracodile. Your roots are still connected to his tail, so you know if he moves, you will travel with him. If that's the end of your turn, Divot's up.
All right. Cool. You good, Rial?
Go get him, buddy.
Hey. All right. So, D. That's what we're calling him.
DWREX.
Right. So D plants his feet and looks at this stone golem and sees how close Tynna is to it, and sees that battle mage or whatever. And it doesn't have the same vibe as a Sisyphus thing. But I'm like, big monster dude. And I just want to, like, T-Rex style, roar and run right at this thing and I want to use every ounce of my T-Rex size and strength to try to shove this thing back a little bit.
I think there's planes.
I'm
The
being
planes,
assaulted by airplanes. It's like, it's unbelievable.
I was like, oh no, was it that bad of an idea?
No, it was great.
Synthesis has taken
Fuck
control
my
of the
sister.
airplanes. No,
Neither
Divot,
is an
that's
airport.
dope. So you do have what is called the shove action. Now, this is a little outside the realm. Typically, because you are so large, you wouldn't be able to move the space of Tynna. It'd be difficult terrain, and you'd run out of movement. But actually, you move 50 feet. T-Rexes have huge movement. But I like the narrative idea of this concept. So you're going to run forward, kind of leap over your sister, and attempt a pushback on the Stone Golem, thus starting a fight between a T-Rex and a giant Stone Golem. Am I picking that up right? Frickin'
Yeah, baby.
I love this game so much. All right. So yes, the way this works now. Granted, this isn't a giveaway, and I do want to, like, as I'm giving you a cool opportunity to do something, there is a risk. If this Stone Golem, which is very strong as well as T-Rexes and Stone Golems, both very strong. It'll be an athletics check against athletics check. You'll use the stats of the T-Rex for that check. If he wins, I don't know why I called him he, it's whatever. If the Golem wins, you will be stopped and fall on Tynna.
Huh?
So is that worth the risk? That's what I'd like to. That's up to you entirely.
Ooh.
Oh.
Pull out a coin.
Ooh.
My man with the D2.
I don't know.
The coin says no.
Oh, right. I forgot
Okay.
you spin that too. That's.
So
Yeah,
actually,
it's a
there is a.
family trait,
What's
bro.
funny? It's like shoving,
Yeah.
particularly
It
not
is.
great for your little terrain. You know what I mean? Like you're like gonna give him a little push with your little tiny T-Rex arms.
All right. Well, I appreciate the information, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to change my mind. Here's what can I do something else instead now that I have more
Absolutely.
information?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So this was plan B. I want to, I think I'm big enough to climb up this, little cliff right here.
Yeah.
I want to eat this guy.
Not done snacking yet. Yes. So it is a 10-foot canyon divot, but you, a T-Rex, are huge. So you stand nearly 15 feet tall. It's an advantage. You get an advantage athletics check, so you get to add the T-Rex strength, so you get to make a roll 2d20, add 7 to both. Only because of the sheer hilarious value. If you were to say roll something like 2 1s, and picturing
Oh man.
No way.
Ow.
Two.
It's a two-a-patooza. Ooh.
Tuesday, baby.
Tuesdays.
Isn't it
Didn't you have to roll again on doubles though?
That's crazy. All right, so you get to add 7 to both of those 2s, which is a 9. But what's dope, Divot, is so you jump up, your feet kind of land on this cliff edge, and the rocks underneath just not tightly wound enough to hold the sheer weight of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And the kind of rocks underneath you just kind of give way. And your big mighty frame kind of slides in the rocks for a moment. And you see the guard in front of you is like, his eyes are huge. He's trying to be a badass, but in front of a T-Rex, that's pretty tough. And you, because the reach of your bite is 10 feet, you can still reach. So you can still reach. So go ahead and roll. You'll make an attack roll against the guard, just so you know. Let me bring up they have a 14 armor class.
Okay. So, roll a d20.
Yeah, and add 10 because
And add 10.
for the Tyrannosaurus Rexness of it all. 20.
All right, so 24.
That's a hit.
Ooh.
A mighty hit.
Fight him.
All right, so 24. I come down on him like so many 24 packs of the past, just completely crushed, ruthlessly.
Give me
Nosh.
damage. You might not kill him. He does have he doesn't have a ton of hit points, but he does,
All right, that will be 4d4, or no, excuse me, 4d12 plus 7, so that's 30.
Go ahead, Divot. You kill the crap out of this guy.
All right, so I take a bite out of it, those people who eat a Kit Kat and they do it all wrong. They don't break it up and eat it. They just take a bite out of the side of the Kit Kat. That's what I do to this guy. I'm falling off the rocks and I'm just like, and I actually use him to keep from falling. I'm like, and that's what like helps me catch my balance.
Your little T-Rex arms are like wiggling. Yeah, and you manage your teeth, rather than eating him like you normally would, the teeth collapse and they like skin off the front half of him. And so you guys, when you see as Divot, the giant Tyrannosaurus Rex of Divot, D, pulls his ferocious bite away, you watch like the middle cross section of a human as like his liver and intestines and lungs just spill out of his freshly skin-ripped front. So savage the bite, some big damage, 30 damage, far more than the threshold of this Syndicate thug. Again, you can't help but look at Shren, who just looks over and just is his good eye, seemingly glowing at just the sheer destruction unfolding in front of him.
Okay, speaking of Shren, how much movement do I have left?
So, we're gonna say it's difficult terrain that you're on now because of the rocks, and you would have jumped 10, so I think you have 50 feet of movement, so you would have 40 feet left, but the ground you're walking on right now is difficult terrain. So you have to spend 10 feet to move 5 until you get out of that little region of rocks right here at the corner.
All right. Well, I'd like to jump off the rocks and go as far towards Shren as I can.
Dope. Yeah, if you want, so with the movement that you have, let's say 5, 10, 15, that would be 30 feet minus the 10, 40. You have 10 feet remaining. You can basically get yourself to about right here. But if you want to give me an athletics check, plus 10 because of or plus 7 because of your strength.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Cool. You might be able to, depending on how, it's, let's say it's a pretty good DC, 15 to buy you 5. If you get over 20, you'll jump 10 extra feet.
All right, so 22.
My man. You just see as, the picture of most of our nightmares as this giant necrotic Tyrannosaurus Rex devours the front end of this guy. He kind of shifts the rocks underneath your feet, and you feel him set beneath you, and you just kind of run up the side of this rock, let out a big cry, and you land right here. Now, Shren, just again, this map is we're top down. He's about 15 feet up where he is right now. So, you're still a good 20 feet away from where he is. But your face is like, you just kind of look up and there's his little frame.
All right, so here's the thing. He's 15 feet up, but I'm very tall. So we're looking each other eye to eye. And I was coming at him like a freight train, and I just stopped.
He pulls the pipe from his mouth.
And like I look like a beast, but I just stare him down like when you see somebody across the cafeteria.
All right. Divot, in this moment, you can't help but be a little surprised. As not only does Shren Oldbuck match your gaze, as you watch the ticking brass clockwork earrings, turning in his ears, but he leans forward and sniffs the air. And you see this, thought appear in his mind. And he kind of sets his hand back down at his side, his right hand back on the handle of the crossbow, the hilt that looks like a crossbow hilt at his side. And he looks at you with this, strange knowingness, a smug awareness of something he thinks he just figured out about you.
Uh-oh.
Cool. I'm going to forego my second attack.
All right, so I'm sorry, I make this guy dead. The pieces of that man, after spilling out the front of him, he just collapses in a pile of his own innards, and you just hear this macaroni noodle as he kind of falls into a pile of his own inner parts. Divot, if your turn is over, the guards are up. So the two in front of you, Divot, are just they're not ready to run up on you with short swords. But they are gonna fire at you. They fire at you with their short bows, hitting a 16 AC and a 22 AC.
My AC is relatively low. It's a 13.
Okay, cool. So even both of them.
I am naked.
just a naked T-Rex. All right. Boom. 5. Make a DC 17 Constitution saving throw. You're gonna make 2 of them because again they have poison tips.
Doesn't he have resistance to poison?
Yep.
Because of me.
But because
of me.
Is that no?
All right. So 1 pass, 1 fail. You take 3 from the pass and 2 from the fail. How funny is that? So you take an additional. So it's 5 plus 5. You can take 10 damage.
And then half of that?
No, I already factored that in.
Oh.
And then, yeah, it was funny. The half of it was you ended up actually better off. And the one you failed rolled lower, so it was just funny how the math works sometimes. The Tynna, the 2 that stand in this gully here, are going to take pot shots at you, seeing you as the near threat.
Just real quick, narratively, when that thing hits me, I don't break my gaze. It's like the arrows go right into me, but I'm still just like,
Oh, yeah.
So
I don't
dope.
even acknowledge the arrows.
So dope. Yeah, they just kind of stick into your, leathery, thick, half necrotic T-Rex skin. The 2 fire at you, Tynna. The other 2 Syndicate thugs to the south. Both rolling very poorly at 11 and a 7 AC. The one guard here on this southern high peak here, he's going to take a sneaky little pot shot at you, Brunor, from the backside, hitting a 14 AC.
Sucks to suck.
Sucks to suck.
Buyouts.
And then the 2 back here behind where Shren was standing, you see they move forward up to the edge of the rocks here, so they can get a better shot. They're gonna fire over at one at Thoricus. Well, no, because you're prone, so they wouldn't shoot, and she's behind a large creature, so that's a bad angle. You know what? They're gonna shoot the T-Rex too, as that's the only one they wouldn't really get disadvantage on. Nice. The 2 4s, so that's an 8 AC twice. You see they just bounce off of your shell. Again, your Tyrannosaurus Rex intense beast eyes just locking with the intense look of Shren as he just stares at you, one hand on this hilt at his side, eyes gleaming. The guards are done, so that brings up Shren. So Divot, you stand your eyes unflinching on him. He looks up and he draws off his wooden pipe. And you see the platinum eye, reptile eye that he has on the right side, like flash with this little green light. And you see the smoke in front of him starts spinning into a little cloud. And he blows the smoke and it washes over your face. Make a charisma saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh, man.
Well, moment.
How? I guess there isn't a way for me to do it from the T-Rex's page.
Oh, here, I can tell you his stats, though. I have them pulled up in Roll20. His charisma modifier, is minus
think
1.
Yeah.
He wouldn't
Alright,
have his charisma
so-
modifier because it's Divot?
No, actually, that's
no.
what's crazy about Polymorph. They get all the stats of, so like when a druid wild shapes, they retain their intelligence and wisdom and charisma.
Oh, man.
With Polymorph, he's a T-Rex right now. Like he legit is a T-Rex.
It's a 4C.
All right, so let me just look this up real quick. So this is a spell he casts from his pipe himself. It's the spell that actually emanates this cloud. And if anybody that has arcane casting wants to make an Arcana check, DC 15, you will know what the spell is.
All right, here I go, guys.
Best friend.
I mean, would I recognize the spell just from experience?
Actually, no, you haven't seen. In your experience with Shren was mostly him bringing thugs into the house, and like weird men meeting at weird hours, and tobacco smell and loud drinks, and just like the cries of the poor servants and women that served these monsters of men. So yeah, you haven't really seen him like get into many fights. In fact, Shren is historically a very slippery fish, like known not to to resort to blows more often than not. But yeah, he's seemingly just kind of like showing off some of his toys in this moment. Oh, I'm sorry, I gave you the wrong saving throw. I'm gonna give you benefit of the doubt here, Divot, because it's only fair. It is a Constitution saving throw.
That
And
makes more sense.
The T-Rex has a better Constitution.
I mean, I don't know that it'll make the difference the way I rolled, though. It turns it into an 8, or a 9.
Okay, yeah, it's yeah. Unfortunately, you don't pass. So, did anybody pass the Arcana check?
I did not. I tried, but I'm like, that's a spell. That's a bad spell.
All right, so you just see this creeping, poisonous yellow-green fog just kind of start clawing its way out of the white, tobacco smoke from the pipe that he draws on, and this large creeping cloud. It just starts covering your face. And David, even though you don't need to breathe, you notice that somehow this fog being in your lungs is actually burning you from the inside. So you take 5d8.
Is that because his lungs are exposed?
My air sacs.
It's funny, it actually specifically says even if you don't need to breathe, you take damage.
Damn.
Oh.
Damn.
Yeah, like take that.
Wrote that for Divot.
All right, so you take 22 poison damage. So because you're resisting, you only take half of that. You take 11 poison damage. But you see this large cloud of just like crackling, vile vapors surrounds you, and it fills up a 20-foot sphere. So it's like, you're 3x3, you're 50x15. It actually permeates around you entirely. So this crackling fog, it's actually hard to see his eyes. The only thing that you can see through the swirling cloud of green and yellow crackling energy is this shining green reptile, platinum with this shine, this reptile slit eye just kind of staring directly back, meeting your gaze. As he's not gonna move either. He's meeting you for this moment, David. He seems there's something about you that interests him. And so that's the end of his turn. That does bring us to the Stone Golem. Tynna, you see this massive, giant creature of stone in front of you. You've been hit by it once, and it felt like getting hit by a carriage, a runaway carriage down the road. Such immense strength within this creature. You see, it seems to have one goal, the Order of Shren, to watch you be killed in front of him. You see as you hear the creeping sound of the stone fists as they swing in front of you, so fast and so strong that you hear the air whir behind them. 2 attacks. Oh, a crit!
Oh no.
Okay.
Well, roll.
You might need this. Just, All right, you have a crit, and then Tynna, also an 18 AC.
I believe that does hit my 16. Yep.
Oh.
Fuck.
That's bad.
All right.
No.
Oh. God.
All right, so Tynna,
So much.
you're gonna take
A lot.
43 damage.
Whoa.
I just need to check, what's your health at?
I'm at 36.
Okay, so it's not going to take you so low. Just so you know, if you take enough damage that you get negative what your hit point total is, you outright die. Tynna, in this case, this creature, with this crit, the 25 damage is not enough. Just the first blow doesn't take you down. You see this like whirling stonefish just kind of crush down, and at the immense, again, it's just this pressing. It cracks a little of your spine as your feet get jammed into the ground. You let all the air within your lungs out, and you look up, and your eyes just set as this stone hand reaches down, and everybody else. You see this giant stone statue just grab the head of Tynna Smoothhands, the dragon skull helm that she wears. And he just reaches down, and his featureless face doesn't even flinch as he grabs her and just slams her on the ground. Like just the force, almost like the Hulk when he blasts Loki on the ground. You see as her body just ragdolls, and just you hear bones crack as she falls unconscious. Now, Tynna, you have saving throws. You have 3 death saves, so on your turn you'll make them. Unfortunately, this creature his sole purpose is to kill you. He does, some intelligent creatures might know that you're down and spend their attack on something else. He continues to drive, and crushes you down with that last damage, and that is what eventually ends up bringing you to 0. So on your turn, you'll start your death saving throws. You guys see the lifeless, there's still a little, her chest still heaving, but her body, bones, her elbow faced in the wrong direction, her spine, seemingly twisted as she lays ragdolled on the ground. And that's the golem's turn. The golem doesn't really need to move, and so he's gonna stay where he's at. Again, just cold and lifeless, the eyes unflinching. His statue, after just destroying the life essence remaining within Tynna Smoothhands, as her body lies crumbled at his feet. He doesn't even seem to care. There's no emotional connection. You see the Argonian battle mage. That crackling blue magic that goes all over her tattoos. You see she raises her hand and shoots forward a giant ball of fire. This is over at you, Thoricus. So go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
No. All right, that didn't work, guys, but here
I didn't know we could even do that. I didn't even know there was an option.
He just turns his camera off.
Oh.
No.
I don't know.
Not gonna do that.
Tynna's still hanging out.
That would be an 8.
All right, so you take the full, this is 8d6 fire damage. You see as this crackling blue energy starts balling in front of her. Suddenly it goes and disappears. And you're like all kind of looking around for a second. And Thoricus, suddenly you just hear this like crack, and you look forward, and this ball of fire just explodes in your face. You do take 8d6.
Oh, is that all?
He rolled 5 6s. 37 damage, Thoricus. Some of your beard hairs are singed by this magical fire as you feel your skin kind of scorched underneath. Quite a massive blast of magic energy. Yet another one of these dang wizards, no honor in battle, won't even face you, hand to hand. But sending this ball of fire at you. Now, since Tynna is unconscious, she's not a threat to this Argovian. And this Argovian is also no fool. You see she, after sending this magic almost to kind of cover her retreat, you see as she disappears around this corner here and begins running to the south. Which leads to Brunor, the serpent.
Cool. Cool. So I'm going to, first of all, just kind of take care of this guy real quick that's right to the front of me.
Here you go.
Nice, yes. Remember, they have 15 ACs. That's a hit, 12 damage. Not enough to kill him. You see, you do manage to hit him though.
Excellent. I'm gonna hit him one more time.
That'll work.
Boom, by 2. Good enough. All right, yeah, you kill. What do you do to him, Brunor? This assassin.
So first I see, I'm kind of looking at him, and I can see over his shoulder what happens to Tynna, and just in that moment, I go from just being like, okay, cool, we're gonna do this, to just going like, serious fucking business. And Brunor just kind of pulls out, before I was fucking with the guy, but now I pulled out Angerel, and I just go swing, and I hit him one way, ka-da, and then I go swing, swang, I go the other way, and I go from scrot to throat on this motherfucker. And the end of the end of my blade kind of gets caught up in his throat. So I pull him, and then I kick him off to kick him down off of the ledge.
Dope. You see Andriel, the green runes on the side of the blade. As you stick the tip of it through his chin, you can actually see the green runes glowing inside of his mouth. You look down on him. You just, what a vile, the way these people fight, there's no honor in this. This is savagery. And you see, you kick the assassin's body off the ledge, and his lifeless corpse lands on the ground. Almost in a eerily similar fashion to your dear friend Tynna Smoothhands, who lies crumpled, bound and broken on the floor. That song.
So after that, dear you, I have so many feelings. Yeah. So after the thing dies and I kick him off, I then go. You got to, because I'm so torn. So. I look at the whole Tynna thing after I boot the guy off me. I then go, Tynna! And then I cover my own mouth because I'm like, ooh, I got an idea. And I get onto Brian, and I want to sprint. I want to get as far or as close to this guy as I can. The little Syndicate dude on this little ridge here.
Oh, yeah, the one in the south?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, you've got enough space. Brian can get to him, between your movement there. 10, 20, yep. You guys, pretty much that'll be the end of your move right there is where you're at.
So then I'm gonna have Brian bite him. Brian's gonna just come right up and just keep thinking about the Tyrannosaurus Rex. He actually had his own version of seeing Tynna and going, Tynna! He saw the whole thing that happened with the T-Rex further away, and he was like, and so he's like gonna do this one. He's doing this one for Divot.
Boom, nice, that's a hit. Go ahead and click on the bite there.
That's good enough.
Okay. But he is grappled also, so by this hitting with the 25 AC. So yeah, Brian gets a good hook on him. You come down, you kind of fly on his back. You both get into action mode. No longer the kind of joking, jovial road fellows, but the heat of battle locks into your eyes. You see one of your people has fallen before you, and Brian, quick to action, after you kick the dude off, kind of nuzzles you underneath him, and you just slide back in between his shoulders, flying over these trees. You see you come down, and Brian, just as he lands, just sinks his teeth into the shoulder of one of the guys, and he's now grappled by the bite of Brian. He takes 3, but that's not enough to kill him.
In due time.
Which, Trial, you're still hanging on the end of Brian, so as he flies in the air, you see a little Trial just like a little one of these on the back of the Dracodile as he soars through the trees. So yeah, you all kind of relocate over to that area.
Absolute. Already on. Okay. And you know what? I'm gonna just foresee bad things, so that's gonna be it for me for now.
Awesome, saving some of your resources. Not always, it's sometimes good not to just completely unload. You kind of like your position in this battle right now, Bruner. You kind of have your eyes on everybody. You see the thugs over here to the south. You see the Argovian battle mage kind of retreating down this path. Now you have your eyes on just about every participant in the battle. So yeah, you're in a good position, and the guy in front of you is grappled. If that's the end of your turn, it is the assassins, and both of those asses are in the dirt. So yeah, assassins are done. Which brings us to Thoricus Onyxheart, who lies prone on the ground from a failed attempt to ride a T-Rex, which, if there's a reason to be on the ground, maybe the coolest one I know of. So yes, we jump over to you, Thoricus. What do you do?
Well, I just got blasted in the fucking face with a bunch of fire. Guess who's angry?
Go ahead, Papa.
All right. Yeah. That really pisses me off a lot.
Your fireballs suck.
But I'm still sitting okay at 45. See, the problem is I am not close to anybody
Yeah, the golem
Like
is probably the closest enemy to you that's still alive. You know, all the people in your direct vicinity are dead.
You know, man, Papa's been around a long time. I know a little thing or two about a golem. I don't think I'm trying to fuck with all that.
The
Right
Onyxheart, you know? Come on. Stone
Especially
Golem,
by
Onyxheart.
myself. You know what I mean? I mean, if we had like the at least 4 of us surrounding him for the fuck NATO, you know, I might get behind that.
Right.
But yeah, just a one-on-one, I'm not real cool with that. However, since I am not very close to anybody, am I able to? Okay, so I am prone. I'm able to get up, and that's my action, and then I can move.
So the way it works, it's half of your move to stand up when you're prone.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would normally have 5.
So in this, you would have
that I
3.
can do.
Yes.
Okay, so I could get to here.
Yes.
Am I able to, at that point, use my action to grab Tynna's ankle and, like, throw her behind me to just get her away from this thing?
Yeah. No,
a
totally.
little
That's
bit?
it.
I mean, well, shit, there's nothing back there, though. Like, why would I do that? But
It
I
would.
can't heal her. I killed
Get
shit.
her away from
Now
it.
you,
Yeah,
you know,
get away
anybody
from-
can attempt to. You could use your medicine skill, DC 15, to try to stabilize her. That would bring her to 0 hit points, but she's not unconscious anymore.
Yeah, but you already,
there's
but
reason
you
to
already
wonder.
told us that thing's sole purpose is to fucking kill her.
It's
So
pretty clear
I'm gonna
in
waste
its
my
action.
entire turn trying to throw her behind me, then stabilize her, bring her back to life a little bit, with my back turned to this fucking thing that's just gonna run right through me and try to fucking smash her. Why would I do that?
It's not, yeah, it's not great. You could, you can administer a healing potion. If you have any in your inventory, you could do that. You could like pour one in her mouth to try to bring her back, give her some hit points. Maybe hit points that would be quickly in danger, but it would keep her from one more death save. That's an option. Outside of that, yeah, it's I'm not gonna lie, it's a tough pickle. You're unfortunately the move there, the fall ended up kind of hurting you more than just a d6 damage. You do have all your ranged attacks. If you want to unload on anybody
I was gonna
specifically, you can
say-
see a lot of the dudes.
Am I, with the line of sight that I have right now behind Tynna, am I able to hit the Argonian Mage? Or Argovian, sorry. Not
So,
went Skyrim.
man, to benefit for sheer narrative's sake, it's your line actually goes directly where this rock is. So I don't see any reason why not. Like if I drew a direct line between you and her,
Right.
you would see the outside of her.
Yeah.
So, you know, you don't have a good shot on her, but you do have a
Right.
shot on her, and you're a skilled fighter. So yes,
If I was a bishop, she'd be dead.
yes.
It's a perfect diagonal.
Classic bishop angle.
Okay, so yeah, I guess I'm gonna trusty dusty. That'll work.
Nice.
But terrible damage.
4 damage. You see as one of the arrows sticks. Again, you watch one of these wild magic blasts kind of pop around her. Nobody in her 5-foot vicinity, so it's just a strange magic pop. When she takes damage, you've now noticed it twice. But 4 damage, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, I saw you do that. I know that was you that blasted me in the face with that fucking fireball. So,
Yeah, letting her know, you know, she's not getting away so easily.
I got you.
You do have a
You
second
hit
shot.
me for a lot more, but I mean, I was fucking on the ground, so now that I'm up with these short ass legs, it will take me a while to get to you. You just wait.
You can run, and yeah, it might work.
It might not. I've been rolling like shit, so maybe fuck me.
You
I
do
don't
get
know.
a second shot with Trusty Dusty as well.
And I do see the first shot go off because I'm up in this tree line, so I'm gonna like tune in like, "Tsh, good shot, buddy. Think you can beat it?
Hey, where are you? Where are you?
In the trees. Good luck.
Can you just hee for me real quick? There it is. That's the stuff. All right.
Like a ping.
All right. Great damage. Not a good roll. 13.
It actually hits. She's just because of some of this big magic.
That's not
12
bad,
AC, 13 is good enough. 10 damage, however, is not enough to kill her, but you do hit her.
Well, all right.
You see another one of these crackling blasts of magic as your arrow shoots almost the exact same spot.
Not the exact spot. Had I critted, I would have split that arrow in twain.
Entwine.
My man. You would have. You know I would have done it. All right, so is that the end of your turn, Thoricus?
I have a bonus action, but I'm not able to use Trusty Dusty for that.
Correct. Yeah, that's only for your 2 double-sided weapon feat.
Oh, you know what? I can second wind now.
You could
That's
second
a
win.
second.
D10 plus your fighter level healing.
I'm just gonna subtract it real quick, because if I don't, I will forget.
Oh, I get it.
Thank
I have to
you.
do the same thing. I always have to do it
Dude.
first.
Yeah. That'll work.
Whoa!
Nice.
Damn.
18.
Ooh.
Yeah. You get a nice
Back
burst
up.
of health. You know, you're still feeling a little worn out from some of these shots you've taken, but you feel that surge of battle swell within you. Healing for 18. That's actually really nice. I mean, that's max.
I'm back up to 63, y'all.
You're looking up at this cold, stone gaze of this golem as it, just kind of seemingly the fists continue moving as if they're going to continue their assault. Tynna, we shift into you. You're kind of standing. You feel like you're at the end of a long tunnel, and you see there's this warm, lovely light and twisting green roses, red roses with green thorns that undulate at the end of this long hallway. It feels like this warm, very welcoming embrace. You smell like a grand feast at the end of this hallway. Behind you, the cold iciness of reality, all the many issues and problems that you've been forced to deal with your entire life as you hang in this balance between the two worlds. Go ahead and make me your first death save.
Oh, jeez.
Fresh it.
Got this, baby.
Oh, 15.
That's one pass. All right, so if you fail 3 times, you're dead. If you pass 3 times, you stabilize. So as you, smell that warm meal coming up, you also notice a figure at the long far end of the hallway. And you see that she has these piercing amethyst eyes. She cuts like a knife through the warm light. And you see this cold emanating shadow start to grow in your vision before you. Perhaps this heaven, this warm place before you, is nothing more than an illusion. And that's where we're going to pick it up after intermission,
Come on,
guys.
My poor
Shit.
little heart just can't do it.
Oh, man.
All the
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
All right, one death save there. Very nice, Tynna. Again, if you pass, just for our newbies here, if you guys pass 3 death saves, you stabilize. If you fail 3, you die. Now, Tynna does have a pretty cool magic item that makes where she might be able to return to life. I think it's like 24 hours later or something like that. I can't remember the exact stats on that. But yeah, it's currently she is dying. So you see the broken body of
she can't
Tynna laying
die.
on the ground. What's that?
No.
She can't die though, because she already passed 1, right?
Oh, she still could if she fails 3. Every time you get hit when you're dead is an
man.
automatic fail. And if there's a crit on a hit when you're dead, it's 2 fails. So yes, this golem can still kill her.
But if she passes 1 more, then she can.
She has to pass 2 more death saves to stabilize. Or if anybody heals her at all, she'll be brought back to stable. So yeah, guys. Ooh, big stuff coming. Hang out. We've got some incredible fan art here at the intermission. Also, it's really a sweet opportunity for us to get to highlight Sandy's incredible music. Like, we have to play it underneath, and so it's this, like, subtle little thing. But, man, like, these songs that he makes are just incredible. Most of the time I'm working on this show, I just have them playing, and it's so wonderful. I love this. I can't wait to get back to it. Hang out with us. 10 minutes. We will be back for the resolution of... hopefully not Tynna Smoothhands, you feel?
Yeah, please. I'd like to stay alive.
Welcome to the club.
It's like, right?
First time.
Whoa, crit.
Woohoo! Welcome back, buds. Holy crap, things are pretty intense for the Ferocious Five. We've had quite a battle going on here. We've got undead Tyrannosaurus Rexes, we've got Stone Golems, we've got Shren Oldbuck, the pipe-chewing swarthy father of Tynna and Divot. I mean, it's been quite a fight so far, and I'm telling you, I'm itching to get back to it. So let's do this, guys. We jump back in. Tynna, you're standing in this long hallway, and you see the visage of Mithra kind of slowly, her piercing amethyst eyes kind of walking at you from this hallway. And deep within you, you feel this like rebuttal of her energy as she moves forward to you. And you look down, and even like your spectral form standing here, like in this halfway place, you notice that necklace that you got from Ubaru hanging around your neck. You look down and you see, the little ivory arm that holds onto the stone. You see the red stone starts glowing. And per the periapt of wound closure, your spirit flies back into your body. You guys watch as Tynna's broken back resets. You stabilize whenever you're dying at the start of your turn, wearing the periapt of wound closure, Tynna. In addition, whenever you roll hit dice, you double the number of hit points restored. So, yes, this magic relic that you bought from Ubaru has brought you back to life. You are stabilized right now.
I take a sip of that sweet, sweet air that I gasp right back to life, and I just marvel at the fact that I was able to do that, make that journey.
The sweet, breath of the forest wind fills your lungs once more. You're grateful to be so, near and dear to this nature that your goddess Shantia protects, grants you her bounty. That flush of her magic, once more returns to your body.
So I'm at 0 now?
You're at 1.
1, okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Difference 1 hit point.
Oh, actually,
to make.
no, I'm sorry. I'm incorrect. When you're stable, you're just not dying anymore. So
Okay.
that's it. So your bones reset, your eyes open, you take that deep breath. You're still, in really bad shape. But you're unable to function. You're just not dying anymore. I'm sorry, I had to take a look at that. Just to be sure.
Yeah.
I always get multiple D&D styles mixed up, so I just want to be right on that one.
Okay, cool. So, I'm not dying, but I can't do anything then.
Correct.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's
okay.
It's tight you're not dying though. I gotta say
No,
that's pretty
that's
good.
the best.
All right, which would bring us to Trial.
Ooh. Hoo. So, my dear friend Bam, how close can I get to Shren Oldbuck if I burn my move and my cunning action dash?
So, your original, is your move 35?
I'm 30 unless it's gotten any better with level up.
30.
So I'm pretty sure it's 30.
Now, you could get pretty easily to the feet of Divot. You could get to the square over here. Now, if you wanted to run up this hill over here, it kind of does that thing. Now, you could try, where are you intending to go? Or do you want to get all the way up to Shren if you can? Or just,
Not
are you just seeing
face
him?
to face.
Okay.
No, because you said he's 15 feet up.
Yeah.
As long as I'm, probably close to the actual rock face where he's standing, just right below.
So pretty easily, Rial, you can get yourself kind of over here by this strange cave entrance. Now that you're kind of looking over there, it is odd. It doesn't, you're like, man, if it looked like this last time we came through here, I would remember this. The cave, the strange cave that Mithra had walked out of, the actual Mithra walked out of. You see there's all these strange Feywild blue, orange, and purple flowers that ring the outside of this cave. Strange brambly thickets of green and I lost the word. Not ebony. Jade, like jade thickets. Sorry, because they're kind of rocks, but they're also thickets that move like plants. And so, having just been in the Feywild, you're like, man, this is Feywild stuff. What the crap? But you do notice that little cave entrance. You could get pretty close, kind of over here where these like cluttered rocks are. If you wanted to take like an athletics or acrobatics check, you could do like a sweet roll or something, and I'd get you probably a little closer to here.
Love sweet rolls.
Sweet rolls. Well, what my intention is I want to get close enough where I can mage hand that fucking amulet off his neck. If it pulls him off the cliff, hey, that's cool too. But I just want to get that away from him. The golem is such a huge threat right now. And even if it's not the same thing, I do remember that just from my past with, as you said, the shield guardians.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing that just, like, my heart is pounding in real life and Riel's too. After seeing all this happen, Tynna getting pulverized and then reshaping a little bit, that bodes well, but still, everything is just...
All right, so typically, again, now it can lift an object no more than 10 pounds, which this necklace certainly isn't. And what's pretty dope about you, Riel, is your mage hand, because you're an arcane trickster, is invisible.
The old ledger domain.
So, yeah, I would allow you. What's the range on mage hand?
30 feet.
So you have spell sniper. Or no, that doesn't have an attack roll, so it wouldn't.
Yeah, no attack roll.
So 10, 20. Man, yeah, honestly, you would need to pass the acrobatics check to get to where you need to get to do this mage hand. But yeah, if you pass, it's not super hard. You're just jumping off a rocky ledge, so I'm not going to penalize you for a cool idea. I will let you know, you would run through the threat range of the Argovian battle mage, so she would be able to make an attack of opportunity as you ran by her, or jump over her, whichever the case may be.
Right.
But yeah, so if basically DC 15, you'll as long as you.
Got a 16.
All right, sweet. So again,
yeah.
as stated, the Argovian does get a swipe at you as you kind of like jump your tree frame. You leap up, you detach your roots from the tail of Brian and leap. You try leaping across, but you're not particularly used to this tree body. You land just behind her, and she has a dagger. She would not attack you with it. Given the opportunity, +5, 12 AC.
No, it doesn't hit.
Yeah, you see she reaches down, grabs this. As you kind of land, you feel that crackling energy around her, and you're just like, ooh, you're kind of like feel it in your core. And she reaches down for a dagger and just backhand slices the air in front of you, missing. And yeah, you can get all the way to right over here, which puts you in range.
Gotta be one of the smoothest motherfuckers alive.
So at this point, however, Riel, you know what I mean? Like it'll have it, but you won't have a lot. You don't have any movement with it yet, so it'll just kind of have it right there. Because it's 30 feet.
Able
right?
to? Yeah, it's 30 feet.
And then I think can you move it as a bonus action? I think is how it works. I'm sorry, it's been a little while since I casted Mage Hand.
I don't know if I would have enough turn left to do that. I don't think I do. I get no. I already used my cunning to dash. Yeah.
Yeah, but your cunning action isn't a bonus action. It's because you're a rogue. You just get this extra thing. So if you moved, you used a cunning action to dash, and you used a cantrip. So yeah, you would still have a bonus action. I just want to make sure. I'm pretty sure the hand can move with a bonus. This is a cool idea. I didn't. 30 away from wherever you can use your action. Okay, so you do have to use your action to control the hand. So yeah, it'll reach out, it'll snatch it, it'll lift it up probably off of his neck, but it will still be there until your next turn.
Okay, kind of like with the sword. We played around with this before.
Yes, similarly.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So yeah, dude, that's super cool. I don't know where your toe. There we go. I got you. Boom, your giant tree body runs, you get over there. Now, and Mage Hand is not concentration. So you summon forth your spectral Mage Hand, and it snatches the gem from around his neck. You see it still kind of shining, the red stone in it. It lifts off of his neck, and you just see this invisible necklace. Basically, the necklace isn't invisible. The hand holding it is. This necklace just hanging in the air in front of Shren, who doesn't really break his gaze as he stares into the eyes of the T-Rex in front of him.
Does Golem respond at all from it being removed from his person, or?
It did not.
All right.
But yes, it's seemingly still controlled. But yeah, I mean, you can deduce that if you could get your hands on that, it might you might be able to attune the magic to yourself rather than, or at least break the connection between him and it.
Yeah.
Do you deduce?
Do you deduce?
Deduce.
I deduce.
All right, so if you're done, then
Rex
Divot.
time.
Boom, D-Rex. Ooh, I think Divot, you took two arrow shots. I think you have 2 concentration saves.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh.
Indubitably.
You want me to roll them both at the same time?
Oh yeah, just do back-to-backs.
All right, and that's going to be +4 to both of those.
All right, so Divot, you're standing there, and as you're like looking up, and you see the shimmering green eye of Shren Oldbuck staring at you, his platinum eye, and then his one piercing green eye, similar to the green eyes that you yourself have. You see a little bit of the resemblance as his fixed gaze stares at you. And suddenly, one of the things he seemed to be smiling about comes to light, and almost like the arrow in your side deflating you, you feel the magic within you kind of poke out the side where these arrows that you flinched off had struck you. You guys watch as the magic that holds the concentration of the Tyrannosaurus Rex, the polymorph spell itself, is lost. And standing down at the bottom of this ledge is Divot once more, red mask of death, the vest of eyes in front of him. You all notice there's this shimmering light suddenly that just appears on the vest of eyes. And as it materializes, there's a new eye on the vest. And it's this amethyst purple eye. The piercing amethyst eyes of Mithra Willowsong. One of them now floats around on this vest of eyes. Divot, you're up. You're no longer, unfortunately, a D-Rex, but
So I'm like-
it is your turn.
All right. Real quick, I reach into my pocket and pull out a cigar, light it up, and I'm like, that was cool.
You see he takes a draw off his pipe. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And I have a good laugh, and then I cast the whole person on this guy.
Nice. All right. You kind of chuckle. You kind of pull the same move, Divot. You draw upon your cigar, and then you blow this cloud of smoke, to counter the cloud of smoke that he's blown at you. And this thing hits him in the face. He gets a wisdom saving throw. He gets to add +3 to this. He got an 8. You see as Shren Oldbuck is struck by the hold person magic of Divot. His body is racked and frozen, his pipe stuck into his mouth and he can't move. The green platinum, the platinum eye with the green serpent's eye at the center glows and flashes, but he seems unable to move in this moment. Divot, it worked.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Get the
Okay, so I'm like holding him, like, and as
Come on. You got it, bud. Come on,
I
man.
just don't
Oh,
know. Am I allowed to use? I forget if I'm allowed to use any of my abilities that I have when I've already used a spell.
Right, so if
Some
it's,
of them are
if it's a
tricky.
bonus action spell you're trying to cast, no, because you casted a leveled spell, hold person, you wouldn't be able to cast any other leveled spells. So it's kind of that's strictly for bonus action spells. If you cast a bonus action spell in a turn, the only other spell you could have cast was a cantrip.
Right, but can I burn a mantle of inspiration?
Yeah, you still have a bonus action. So yeah, as long as it's like not a spell, yes, you could use any of your.
Okay, all right, that's what I'm gonna do then.
And a cantrip on top of that too.
What was that?
And a cantrip on top of that too, or no?
No. He used his action to cast
No,
hold person.
Hold person was my action.
Yeah.
No, but I'm sorry, bonus action.
Yeah, it's one of the trickier rules, but yes, it's a strange caveat. If you cast a spell that's a bonus action, which he did not, the only other action you could cast would be a cantrip. But since he did cast a leveled spell, he cannot cast a bonus action spell now. That's kind of how it works.
I played a lot, but yeah, that's just one of the things I was kind of always confused about.
Things to rule on. Yeah, no. So, but that is how the rules as written, at least in this moment, that's how that would work. So. But yeah, no, your other bonus action abilities you can absolutely use right now.
All right, well, I would like to turn into the six-eyed bear, roll back, and dole out some temporary hit points to the team.
Dope. Yeah, go ahead and cast it or share the ability, just so everybody kind of sees. I think if I'm not mistaken, some people get to move as well as part of this. Bardic Inspiration, creatures within 60 feet of you that can see you, which in this case that would be, probably not Real. That would be Tynna, Thoricus, Brunor, Brian. They can all see you right now. Real, because you're kind of against that back wall there, you went a little farther away. That little 10-foot ledge that goes down, you can't really see where Divot's at.
Word.
Yeah,
that's the list.
But there you go. Yeah, you get to add temporary hit points, and then they can all, if they want to, use their reaction to move up to your speed without provoking attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, so y'all can do with that what you will, and you all get 8 hit points.
Oh, yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. I'm gonna feel this surge of energy, this healing, and I'm gonna take that movement and move away from this stone golem. I pick myself up. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, no, like the love of your brother's magic, the warm embrace of your brother trying to protect you in this moment. Again, Tynna, you're kind of unconscious, but like through this cool, nice brother-sister moment, it's like this protective temporary aura of hit points gets layered over top of you, and it kind of carries you in this. And I'll give you the move on it. I like it in this function. So you get no AOs on you, so the golem can't take a pot shot at you, and you get to move your speed away, whichever direction you so choose.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'm still kind of like taken aback and trying to get my bearings. So I'm just kind of move away towards Shren. So I can move my full movement.
Yeah, you have your full move.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm just gonna like sidestep the stone golem and then move closer.
Sweet. You use the protective magics that aid you and protect you from this golem attacking you in this moment. What do you have? 25 feet, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So you kind of, move yourself closer. You see the Syndicate thugs that stand on these ridges all kind of look down at you. Again, these dudes, they're just standard thugs, and they've watched, this progression as you've pretty much walked yourself forward through assaults of magic and this stone beast, and you're resolved to continue pushing forward. And they're, you can kind of see on their faces, they're a little thrown by that. This is unlike anything they're really used to seeing as the benevolent Tynna Smoothhands continues to push forward.
Yeah, seeing that on their faces makes me feel really good, and even though I'm hurt and I'm down, I keep trucking.
You do indeed, with your 8 temporary hit points.
Yep, that's it. I got my 8.
Just rolling up that. Anybody else, whoever got the hit points, that would be Thoricus, Brunor, and you guys want to use your action to move at all?
Did you,
your reaction.
You also gave him to Brian too, right?
Yes.
Cool, so I added that in my book, just making sure.
That takes our reaction off?
Yeah, your reaction to move, yes. Not to get the hit points. You can get the hit points and not take the move, and keep your reaction.
Right. But the thing that I had in my head I thought I would still have a reaction after I was able to move.
Right. Yeah. No. That is one of the things about the Mantle of Inspiration. You do have to burn your reaction to get that movement,
Cool.
and it has to be
It's like
immediately.
you're not even trying to crush my dreams, but you're still getting it done.
Hit up Jeremy Crawford.
Good for you. Good for you.
Like, dude,
Feel good about yourself?
I mean, no. I'm not one of those GMs that likes to destroy my players in any way. So it hurts me to think about poor little Tynna Smoothhands broken on the ground.
Right.
Cool, Drew.
Okay, well-
So are you gonna move or not? God damn, buddy.
You go. You get.
Hey, I'm not moving because I'm going after this lady. So I'm staying for.
All right,
Alright,
so
then I'll
Thoricus,
move.
you'll keep it. You'll get the temporary hit points, but you'll get to keep your reaction for any attack opportunities, that kind of stuff. Or any of your battle maneuvers. I'm not sure if some of them do. So yeah, if you guys are staying, you take the temporary hit points, and that would be dividends at the end of your turn, correct?
Yeah, I'm just like, you know how I was like all ballsy as the T-Rex and then I turned back into me? And being me was pretty dope too. But then I was like, check this out. Bear! You know.
Giant six-eyed bear once more. You know, it's a visage that kind of briefly appears once more. You know, it doesn't like last very long. It's just kind of like part of the casting of the spell, and it is that massive sight, seeing the six-eyed bear once more, that fills those of you that receive the temporary hit points. You know, with this surge of inspiration, one that is so powerful that it allowed Tynna to kind of stumble, you know, semi-consciously, even still continuing to kind of push forward toward her father. The guards go. I gotta say, Tynna, I don't honestly think that even these dudes are just like, man, kind of take not necessarily pity, but they're kind of looking and shaking, and they look over at Shren, and you see Shren. He kind of looks back at him, and he raises his pipe, and you see all the guards kind of like raise their arms up, like not in surrender, but just like to show that their hands are not on their weapons. And you see Shren kind of looks down at the visage of the six-eyed bear as it wisps away, and Divot returns to his normal form, the new eye of Mithra song shifting around on his festive eyes. You know, his broken daughter, half dead, stammering toward him. You see he holds the pipe up and he looks around and he's like, perhaps we could make some sort of deal. You look outmatched. I only want one thing now. I want the sword. You give me that sword, daughter, and I'll forgive you for tossing my boy into a fucking crocodile's mouth, burning a hand into his chest, and then feeding it to some... You see, he kind of looks over at the crocodile in the trees. It's a monstrosity. It's up
But
to you
please,
to-
my
Wait.
monstrosity!
I'm overcome and I'm still having trouble breathing, but I hear this mess he's talking, and I raise my head, and well, there's not much I can do in this moment, but stare at him intently and evilly and try not to let this slide off my back.
Tynna, you look up at him, and you notice that his right arm, you know, as he's got both of his hands up in the air, you notice that his right arm is strangely kind of like sagging a little bit. And you're like, wait a minute. And you're like looking up, and suddenly you see his real hand reaches out, grabbing the gun at his waist. He pulls this, you see this little like machination arm attached to this pistol handle, and he pulls it out in front of you. Now, only Rial has probably actually heard about what a gun is. So it's this strange magic powder that was mined from inside these dwarven mines, and apparently you can make weapons with it that propel explosives at great high, crazy, terrible risk. Like, it's a really unstable technology as far as you know, Rial. And you see as the hand at the waist of Shren Oldbuck reaches down and pulls the gun out and shoots at Divot. Divot,
Damn.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, do I get a reaction also?
No, he's basically, so his gun, this particular gun, shoots spells. So he is once more, you guys are getting bombed on by another fireball. Now where you're positioned, it's a 20-foot square. So he's not trying, he can't hit both you and Tynna. Oh no, 20 foot square.
Okay, so you said dexterity saving throw?
Tynna, you actually, you are in it as well. It's 20-foot radius. So yeah, you see this massive fireball spell kind of shoot forward as the rickety frame of this firearm in his hand. You can see kind of the screws in the wood split as it fires this strange arcane shot of magic. But yeah, David, you get a
golem.
What's that?
Does it hit the golem at least?
You know, that's actually fair. It would. Looking at it where it's at, 20 foot. Yeah, yes, the center point would hit the golem. Now golems get advantage on saves against magic, so it does get to make a save though. It will also, Tynna, you're gonna fail this save, unfortunately, because again you're actually unconscious, like you've just been moved around kind of by sheer force and magic at this point.
Okay.
And so it is gonna hit you. But again, the amulet around your neck will, at the beginning of your turn, stabilize you once more. But you see this ball of fire just erupt and eat up the visage of your brother in front of you. Let's see, the Stone Golem. What's your dex like, Stone Golem? I'm gonna not guess great. Yeah, -1. So he does get advantage though on saves against spells. He fails. The best he got was a 13. -1 is a 12. So he fails. He's gonna take some damage from this too. Good catch.
Good. Yeah.
It's about the best thing I've done all fucking day. So.
And he's not immune to fire or anything. I just wanted to be sure. Golems are tricky. All right. So, Divid, did you pass? Did you make your dexterity save?
You said dex?
Yeah. Ooh.
That'll work, probably.
So yeah, Divot, you're able to kind of sidestep it a little bit, manage to miss the heat of the blast, but you get a little singed from the ripples that come by. You take half of this. You take 16 fire damage. Tynna, so do you. Okay. Unfortunately, the mantle of the temporary hit points granted you by Divot burn up in a ball of fire. Hey, that golem takes some fire damage too, though.
Yeah, that was nice.
These Syndicate guys, friendly fire, not a nice bunch.
Don't sound like it.
Yo, and just before, I want to hellish rebuke that attack.
Dope. Yeah, you didn't actually move. You didn't use the reaction stuff to move, so you've still got your reaction. Yeah, go ahead and hellish rebuke.
Good catch.
Woo.
All right, he gets to make a dexterity saving throw. Yeah, he gets 23, so he passes, but he does take half of this. 7 damage. Divot, how do you want to toss it back at him? You see this bomb of energy. You're kind of able to scoop some of the essence and give it back to him.
Yeah. So when it comes at me, I don't know what it is, right? And I just breathe some of it in, whoa, and it's bad and it hurts me a little bit, right? But then I just what I breathed in, I just send back at him.
You open your mouth that you don't really need to use for breathing, but the magical energy that you captured within your withered lungs, you expel back at him, and with your hellish rebuke, you burn him for 7 damage. Nice. Give him a little hit back. You see he's ugh! And it kind of catches him off guard. You realize that the dummy arm that he has on the side of him is just kind of flopping as his real arm holds on to the gun beneath him. He is going to go ahead in this moment. He kind of looks up and he sees this this necklace kind of floating above him, and he pierces it with his pipe and slides it back on his neck. So he's you see is, Rial, you're the only one that can actually see your invisible hand. Not quite as strong as a human, or as a halfling even. He manages to kind of pry it away from it and put it back on his neck, and he glances over a look in your direction. He kind of throws you a wink. I like you all. I really do. But you done fucked up when you fucked with me, Tynna. You could have just left. I would have let you go. And you see he's just shouting at her, literally like withered corpse on the ground.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm unconscious
monologuing.
right now,
Yes.
right?
He's like, but yes, it's for sheer presentation alone. He kind of casts these words down on you. Sorry, yeah. That's him. You see he in this moment again, he kind of looks down at you. He's kind of spits on the ground in your direction. You stupid bitch, just like your mother. Draws off his pipe, and then you see him. He taps the necklace on his neck, and the red light glows. And then you see he points down at Thoricus. You see the golem turn the cold stone eyes stare at you, Thoricus. This big stone golem seems to be set now on you. You hear his piston-like legs push off the ground, and the two slams from his fists are coming at you fast.
Well, fuck.
All right, 25 AC and a 14 AC.
The first one hits. God damn.
All right, he does 14 bludgeoning damage, Thoricus. The first blow is too fast. He's so, you would think that a stone creature would move pretty slow, but his speed is so high that he moves very quickly. The first one gets you on the chest, but you're not about to let him have another one. You bat it away as you prepare for, battle with this creature. Now, let me just double check because I believe so. Yeah, it
Wait,
doesn't.
don't I have resistance to bludgeoning? Because I'm awesome?
It's in there, I'm telling you. Which book is that? I can look it up. Unfortunately, your awesomeness saved you from getting hit the second time.
I'll take it.
Now, this thing does it similarly, and it doesn't take an action. So this is how this works. Thoricus, you realize as it looks down on you and it watches you knock the second fist away, cold stone face just staring back at you. The fist stops rather than like this wheeling, club of doom. You see the eyes glow, and this red mist kind of vents out of the neck and under the arms and legs of this creature as this cloud of slow spills out in 10 feet of it. So, Tynna, if you weren't dead, you would be slowed, but you are. So it's actually kind of nice. You can't be burned and slowed while you're dead.
Yeah, that's nice.
Tynna, you're back in the hallway. Mithra's like, bitch, I thought you just left.
Welcome back!
So, Thoricus, I need you to make a DC 17 Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, good. My strongest category. Guys, I'm gonna... Oh, good.
Oh, man.
Good.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
close. It was a 14. Whatever.
All right, Thoricus. So you are slowed. On a failed saving throw, you cannot use reactions. Your speed is halved, and you can only make one attack per turn. So, like, you only one swing. You notice as you, go to grab your axe to, continue your assault on this creature, you start your super fast cyclone of doom, and suddenly your axe and body just, start moving slow. Your eyes kind of move at real time, but you watch as your blade, it's like you're cutting through this severe force, and you are pegged by the spell slow. It does have to recharge. It's like a dragon's breath weapon, just so you know. It can't do that every round. These effects last for 1 minute. Thoricus, at the end of each of your turns, you get to make another saving throw. Once you break it, you're not slowed in.
Oh, I can't wait. If I even survive that long.
It does suck. A DC
See what
17
happens.
is tough. All right. So that's the stone golem.
Planned for me, wasn't it?
What's that?
That wasn't planned for me specifically, was it?
No, slow. That's a thing Stone Golems do. Yeah, no, that's it. That's it. You can look in the stats for them. They have that.
Happen to affect all the things that I'm fucking good at. Cool.
Yeah, he's got this spell. It's called like F you Thoricus. It's just this cloud of fog. All right. Speaking of Thoricus and people he pissed off, it's the Argovian battle mage's turn. You see, granting the same benefit of this corner that you got, the line between the two of you, she is going to cast a spell in your direction as she continues to run away. You get a firebolt. I believe she only gets one, correct? Or 2d10.
Well, I've earned it.
Here's a firebolt, 18 AC.
Yep.
You take 2d10 fire damage, 12 fire. You see this bolt of fire that she blasts from this chaotic, energy. She shoots it out, sparks off the side of your armor. You feel the singe of 12 fire damage. And Argovian Battle Mage continues running to the south. He's basically at the edge of this battle. All right, Brunor, this is Serpent. She is, let's say, she's about right there. So there you go. Firebolted, Brunor, you are up.
Oh, muted. Y'all muted.
Okay, thank you. Boop. Can I direct? So I know Brian has this Syndicate guy like in his mouth, right? Is it possible for Brian to do Thick Boy Breath Weapon like downwards towards the other two people, like the mage and the other Syndicate guy?
Yeah, like kind of just walk over to the side with him in his mouth and then blow.
And
the
just be
breath
like, "Brr," yeah.
Heck yeah, you can.
Cool. I want Brian to do that first. So it's 12.
All right, Thick Boy Breath Weapon, you carry the Syndicate thing. His feet are literally dangling off the edge of this cliff as Brian holds him in his mouth. And you see he's just like, hey, wait, oh! And he sees this like glowing red or green fire just blow right past him. You see it's just scorching his skin. He's like, just screaming out in like not like in no noble way, just like, oh my god, oh god, just screaming out in agony. The range of the cone will also hit the Argovian and the Syndicate guy. So all of them, they're gonna make a save, right? DC 11 con
Yeah, they
save.
got DC 11. Fingies crossed.
All right, this one is going to be. We'll do the Argovian last. The first Syndicate that's in Brian's mouth is actually passed. It's good for him. He still takes 6.
Wow.
I mean, we're like, hey. Poor guy. He's at 2. He's still alive, but he's at 2 hit points. He's not feeling very good hanging off this cliff. The fire magic burning beyond him. The other Syndicate guy gets a D. He rolled a 3. That's not good. So he takes the full 12 damage, which is enough to kill him. Boom. And then Argovian, this is kind of a big save. Boom, 16. Yeah, no. So the Argovian passed. She does take 6. Is not dead, but is in. You can tell Brunor is in very bad shape. You see, kind of limping away. That burst of magical energy. Oh, actually, yeah, no, he's far enough away. The one that was close enough died. You see the magical energy crackle as this burning fire ignites her skin, and even though the guy next to her is dead, he gets a little extra dead.
Cool. Excellent. I'm going to step on to Brian. I'm stepping onto Brian, and I kind of motion for Brian to drop the guy. See if that does any damage, maybe.
Yeah,
Drop
it's
him.
10 feet, actually. He gets his save. I'm giving him the saving throw, because maybe he's just really awesome and refuses to die. No, unfortunately, yeah, not good enough with an 11. So he takes a D6. I'm going to take off GM mode, because I want you guys to, this will be a funny moment. So if he takes 2, he dies. Yeah! Alright. So you see this poor guy like, oh god, I survived it! I survived the fire from a. Oh! And he just drops in his life, and he just like dies on the ground unceremoniously on this crossroad.
And so Brunor is standing on like kind of the top haunches of of Brian, and she whips a hand axe at the mage.
Yes,
Oh!
nice.
Oh. Oh.
Rolling a 1.
Okay. I don't worry.
We're cursed tonight, y'all.
Roll 20's mad. We might need to burn some sage. Yeah, rolling a 1, Bruno, you know, you're just kind of like the guy, just like you expected like a more noble death for the end of this man, and he really just went out screaming and crying. And you can't help but chuckle even at this, like, in this intense moment at just like how silly life can be in these moments. And you know, throw the axe. You see the crackling magic of the Argonian kind of like bats the first axe away.
Well, good enough, because I'm going to throw another one.
Nice! All right, Brunor. That's enough. What do you do?
Cool. So I'm on top of Brunor's thing. I throw it because like the dude's screaming, and it's just I can't handle when somebody, you know, you can run from a battle, that's fine. That wasn't fit for you like the gnomes did. But this guy, like, I've heard so much about the Syndicate, so what the fuck, right? Like,
Kind of
right?
rallying punk, yeah.
Like he's like, come on. So I that's why I missed the first axe. I was like, whoa, Jesus, honor, dude, come on, honor. And so then I go, the mage kind of whacks it away, and I see her do that, and I go, oh, you don't think, do you know how far I've lobbed an axe? Do you know what I've done to dryads? I don't care what kind of face tattoos you have, 'cause what? And then I just...
You know, the tattoos on her face that run down from her cheeks, you like split right in the middle of them. You see it kind of like breaks her nose.
Oh man.
You guys get me. Nice. Yeah, the axe just splits right through the tattoo in her face. You see the crackling energy from inside her, these strange tattoos that cover her body. It's like the energy inside is too much, and you watch as if like a bomb inside of her, the magical energy detonates. And then 10 feet all around, which isn't close enough to hurt any of you guys, you know, the rock face underneath Brian blows out. Have a dex save for Brian for me there, Bruno.
Gonna get a Brian's little character sheet so I could do a little deck save. Well, that didn't work so well, but...
You know, he's not a
wiggly.
dex guy. Like that Brian, he's a lot of things.
He's a wiggly boy.
He's thick,
He's
he's
thick and
wiggly,
he's wiggly.
he's the best, but he's
Okay.
not. You know, and he did his
okay.
best. Let's never forget that. He did his
Right.
best.
Yeah. That's what matters.
He does his best.
So he is gonna slide down. Now he's perfectly capable of flying, so he doesn't really fall prone or anything. But he will slide down this canyon. Bruno, if you're riding him, you're kind of there with him.
And I will ride him.
Yeah, but you two, you know, you've ridden the waves on the ocean with this bad boy. You know, you just kind of slide him down the gravel pit, and he flaps his wings. Some rocks shoot off the side, but he's ready to go. The Argovia battle mage, after detonating, you literally just see as there's just like pieces of her all over the place, just stretches of skin and muscle tissue and blood. But she literally exploded. The wild magic within her just detonated when she died.
Can I point at this goofball right here that fell earlier and go, you're next?
Give me an intimidation check, please. With advantage, because you just exploded somebody.
Yay! Whee!
She's got those
Advantage for
exploding
exploding.
axes.
Yeah.
I got a 14.
All right, he'll make a save against it with his charisma. I always like, there's not like technically a mechanic for people's morale, but it's like you know what though, this dude, he's not made of the same ilk. His father before him sold bread every day of his life, and he taught him that a hard day's work is a hard day's earned, and he refuses to let this exploding battle mage sway him in this moment. He was a fool before. He fell down when the rocks fell, but he will not be a fool again. And he looks at you like the badass syndicate that you've heard of. And I guess maybe there are a few tough guys in this outfit. And he looks ready to scrap with you.
Okay.
He's that fucking.
Going to scrap.
He rolled a 19.
Damn.
Scrap.
Yeah.
we will scrap.
He's that stormtrooper with the big, like, electric tonfa. He's the one who shows up.
Yeah.
Fuck.
All right. Bruno, is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right. Ass-ins are all dead. Thoricus, Onyxheart. You see this thing. You're kind of moving against this slow inertia that controls your body, but you can get a blow through. What do you do?
I think I'll just chill out.
Have a sit. You're just all slow. Hey, man.
It's like,
Why do you want to fight, bro?
really?
I'm Thoricus, the cuddle heart.
Aww.
Oh, Lord. Lord.
Just hug him. Man, it's not a fight, bro.
So angry, but seeing you in front of me, bro, like, I'm just letting shit out. I'm with it. I'm right here with you, bro. I'm on this journey. Let's do this together. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna hit you one time.
Yo, one time.
It's just cause I have to let the anger out. You get me, right?
I get you. You hear? I get you, bro. I get it.
You get me. Okay. Alright, just one time. And I swear to God, we're gonna be so cool after this. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna love it. We're gonna be like
I'm done. Are we done?
different tale royale, but we might actually be best friends here pretty soon. I'm just kidding. That's my dude. Don't fuck with my dude. Alright. I'm just kidding, best friend. I know you heard that. Alright, so yeah. Oh, which one?
Which one? I know, it's tough. You can still, you'll be able to move up to him. Even half your move is still enough.
Yeah. I'll pull out the new one. The Quick Strike Blade.
Hey, that's dope. Alright.
I mean, because I'm slow. I want to hit quick.
Yeah, I gotta say, I know it's not factored into the sword, but I think it's too cool for this moment. So Thoricus, remember, you always kind of look down on this sword because it's not an axe, and you freaking love axes, bro. I get it, axes
Axe
are
life
sweet.
forever.
They got hooks, and they got blades, it's tight. But this sword, this dual-bladed sword, again, you remember that image of the general in the middle of the battlefield fighting off 1,000 men and how quick his strikes were. And you know what, bro? Like, it's cool enough. I applaud good thinking. You'll get your second strike on this. So the quick strike blade, you notice that even though your body moves, the blade itself is like, and like cuts a second strike. I mean, it's called the quick strike blade. Who could blame me? So give me a second attack as well.
From this weapon.
He has a 17 AC. They do have dope ACs. But yeah, it would be the quick strike blade again.
89 work?
Baby boy!
Wow. I think so.
Wait, it was.
Yo, 29 damage, very nice. I mean, these things do, you cut off some massive chunks of this stone, but it is a statue. There's quite a bit
Right.
of way to heft through. They're not to be too blunt, but they have a lot of hit points.
I know.
The blade just like cuts one edge and then spins, flips around, cuts the other. You see just little jetting cuts of stone fly off on either side.
And they'd just be like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, you like look down and you're like,
Get that fast.
yeah, again, such a cool, your legacy relic, this strange, powerful item that your destiny seems somehow linked to. You do manage to blast him for 29 damage. Allow me to make that. You don't imagine he bleeds, so it'll be a little harder to tell how much life he has left. But that would be your, you get a saving throw now, Thoricus, a DC 17 wisdom saving throw. And if you pass it, you are no longer
My
slow.
best one. It's always the ones I'm really good at. It's wisdom. Pray for me, y'all.
Ooh, all right. So yeah, you're still slowed, even though the quick strike blade seemingly moves a little bit outside the bounds of this strange, slow red magic mist. Tynna, since you're standing in the hallway once again, this time no Mithra at the edge, it's just the warm light of death again. You know, you kind of like smell that breakfast. You know that specific breakfast, and you're like, wait a, and you shoot back once more. The magic relic brings you to life. You look down at your scorched skin, kind of heals a little bit. Again, I know it's like technically you're unconscious, but it's like you're just like not really able to do much until stabilized. So, or until like somebody, basically until you receive some healing. So again, sorry, Tynna, but you're whipped back to the real realm again. Again, this magic relic that just keeps bringing you back to the other side. You know, allowing this forceful push of you through these circumstances, just pretty amazing. If you, you know, I would say you have so you're as a life cleric, you have this cool kind of like a domain feature where it's like this burst of holy healing life. I would say in this moment, like this is a high stakes bit for Tynna Smoothhands when dealing with her father, Shren Oldbuck, all the resentment there that lies, the loss of her former love. Your god, with her eyes on you in this moment, may potentially reach out to you. What I'd like you to do right now is make me a religion check. So
Yeah. I'm in the hallway still, and I hear Shantia's voice and her light beckoning me towards her. So we'll see if I am able to hear it fully. Do I have an advantage? Correct?
No, on this one, no.
Well, no, then with just the 6.
Yes, unfortunately with the 6, you know, you're not able to kind of activate, but that communication is there right now, Tynna. You feel in this moment, as you're kind of hanging in the ether between the worlds, there, rather than just the pulling sensation, there is still the bounteous light of Shantia pushing back out. So even though you're being drawn toward the end, there is still a certain power being pushed back to you. Whether you can access that power or not will play out through the dice. But there is, you know, Shantia certainly has her eye on you in this moment. You don't, even though you are on the brink of life and death, you don't necessarily feel scared in this moment.
Okay.
Which brings us to Rial, author of
Well, he's he caught eyes, but how aware of me is Shren Oldbuck right now?
So, again, he kind of shot you again. It's not that he can't see you. He is focused, looking down. You know, I would say you're in his peripheral, though. Like, he's a slippery fish. He keeps his eyes, you know, active on his one eye is shifting around pretty regularly. So yeah, he would be aware of you if we're being fair.
All right, understandably so. No, thank you. So what I want to do is just like roll up and juke him, like throat fucker his Achilles tendons and grab the necklace and like boot him over the cliff. If I can combine moves and attacks into that.
I like that.
Okay.
All right, so let's just break this down into what you're doing here real quick, Rial. You're running up. Your mage hand still holds the necklace, so you don't actually have to get the necklace because your mage hand has it. So
I like that guy.
What you're actually trying to do right now is, there's a name for this. It's called the shove action. So what you're trying to do basically is run up and like kick him off while your mage hand holds onto the necklace.
Precise.
The way this works, it is a competing athletics or acrobatics check. You both get to decide. Shren's acrobatics, so you know, it would be a +6 to his roll.
All right, he gets a +6.
All right, we're gonna do boom.
And I got a 20.
The craftiest motherfucker alive.
Oh. All right.
There's 20, but a 20. It's all good.
Rial, you run up. You know, you feel the earth sliding beneath your feet. You're super fast. You enter the threat range, but do not leave the threat range of this thug here, so he doesn't get an attack of opportunity on you. And you kind of manage to like slide on the grass a little bit as you come to him, so that you like knock his little feet out from under him a little, and he's at an angle. And then you spring forward and you use the throat fucker to kind of like hook the sides of his vest, and you just push him up, and he slides out of the necklace.
Yeah.
You see Shren Oldbuck falls 15 feet. His pipe still clutched in his hand. even his, eyes that haven't seemed surprised. In this moment, he's pretty fucking surprised. He's falling backwards. He does get to make a dexterity save to see. He's 14, 15. I would say it's a DC 15. That's only 14, not good enough. He is going to take the falling damage from being 15 feet up. Unfortunately, it doesn't go up anymore. It's 20. He takes 4 falling damage. Rial, as you watch the body of Shren Oldbuck fall over this cliff's edge, your mage hand just ceremoniously kind of walks over and just hangs the necklace on your neck. Be honest with me, Rial. Who would be the first person you're thinking about right now?
Oh, how so? I mean, from a golem's perspective?
Just who's the first person you think about?
Shren Oldbuck, the guy I knocked off the cliff.
All right, so you're sitting there and you look down, you see the stone kind of humming at your chest, and you watch as the golem he starts turning, and it's like you're not attuned to this magic item, Rial, so you can't actually control it. But you see that there's some kind of magical resonance between, your inherent latent magic and this creature. The golem seems to be strangely confused. It's like turning around, suddenly you see it swings, but it just goes right over the top of the slowed Thoricus. You see it kind of looks down, and at first you're a little worried because you see it eye down at the body of Tynna laying on the ground. It raises its arms up, and then it just lowers them back down again. It just kind of seemingly is bugged in this moment, whatever connection controlling it has been fractured by this necklace being removed, and then the corresponding pain and the fail of a concentration check by Shren Oldbuck. So, the golem is no longer active. You see it kind of finally stop, and it's just standing there. The red energy is still present, but the arms down at its sides. Thoricus, I did check. There's not a concentration element to the slow, so you would still be slowed. But you hear just you hear the cough of Shren Oldbuck on the ground. Oh, shit! And he sits up. Divot, you kind of look over at him, and he just sits up and puts his hands on his knees. Doesn't even bother standing up. Oh, my God. What a wild bunch you are. I'll account for that next time. And he tips his hat, and you see the little claws that surround the top of his hat start spinning around his cap. And he teleports away.
I knew it. Fuck.
What?
Damn it. Damn it. Damn it.
Rial, you look down at your side, and the luck blade is gone. And that's where we're going to pick it up next time, guys.
What? Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh. Tricky bastard.
Ooh, man.
That is a dick.
Yeah.
D&D is so tough. Oh, all right. Woo! Everybody's, Tynna, you'll be back alive at the top of your turn.
Yeah.
Somebody find this girl some hit points. Thank you guys. Holy crap to my cast. What a lovely, fantastic, epic battle that was. You guys never failed to deliver. I love playing D&D with you guys so freaking much. Woo! Man, we are here every single Tuesday at 8 p.m. Tuesday. Please come back and join us. It is our very great pleasure to do this week in and week out. And I promise you guys, I got some pretty wild shit cooking. So I can't wait to get back. All my love to all the incredible artists that work on this show. Sean running the studio for us. Stephanie, our studio manager. Vlad, Sandy, all the artists that contribute so much. Ed helping us with the layouts and stuff, guys. And all the wonderful cast who just give us just such a treat to play with. Honestly, it's the most fun game in D&D I've ever played in my life, and I've played a lot of them. So I love you guys so very much. We do have us a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't, but we like to take a lighter, like this little number right here. Make sure we're not going to light any of our friends, family, or household pets on fire, and go! Lighters up. Thanks for playing D&D with us, guys. Fucking love you.
for the Blue Angels.
Damn
Blue
you
Hole.
fucking...
Why?
Oh, the planes fucking stopped finally.
So what? You can't touch me, 'cause I'm from the internet.